Yeah. Let's see if we got a mic now. Yeah, there we go. We're good. We good. Alright, I'm listening to a playback on my phone. Okay, so we're going to get into this. This is the video of the build of the DIY Frankenstrat guitar. It was extremely hard build, dude. Really hard build. I'd like to thank my fiance for being so patient with me, because I got, it's frustrating, dude. It's not like you nailed on the first try. So it was a process, man. But you know what? She was there with me all the way. And funny enough, she encouraged me. She's like, because I messed up on the beginning. And I thought I knew what I was doing, and I thought I was going to nail it on the first try, which was pretty stupid. Because if you go to do anything, you're not going to nail it on the first try. But I thought that I was going to nail it, but it's not the case. Messed it up, and I got so discouraged with it. I told my fiance, I said, just take the guitar and put it along the road with a sign that says "free" on it. And she, of course, talks some sense into me, and she's like, well, don't just give up on it. You know what I mean? So I didn't. I took another crack at it, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go for it and do it again. So show you a couple pictures here. This was the post hole for the bridge, and as you can see, I have to zoom in here so you can see. This right here was the original hole that I had drilled for the bridge. This is the secondary hole right here. So this right here was the mistake. And I'm gonna warn any of you, if you go to build one of these, do not buy a template. If you got just like a Stratocaster copy, right? Like just a copy like body that you're using, which is what I used. 9 times out of 10, if you go online to try to purchase like a template, like this one right here, it's like supposed to be for just to slap on the old bridge of a Strat, and it's supposed to give you post holes, and you just drill where these little holes are. And that's the measurement for your post holes, and that's not the case. And that's what we have here in this photo, where this little piece of wood is, this circular piece of wood. That was the old screw up.
And I got really discouraged with it, and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm done with it. And my fiance talked some sense into me, and she's like, just try again. Just try again. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So a good friend of mine, his name's Matt. He builds guitars, and I was talking to him about it. He's like, just slam some, either filler in it or just put some pieces of wood in there and just wood glue it. And I was like, man, I wanted to do it right, you know what I mean? But I already started off wrong. Because the body that I used for the guitar was I don't even know what it was. I had the guitar neck here somewhere. I don't know where it is right now offhand. There it is. Here, I found it. I have to go back to StreamYard here and blow myself up so you guys can see it. To work, and it's not wanting to work. I don't even know if I have audio right now. Was there any audio on anything that I just said? Yeah, there was. Okay, we're good. I am not technically smart. Okay, so this was the I used a Stratocaster copy, and the body of the guitar came from this guy that my dad knew when I was little, and he would just come by the house with like random stuff, and he was like, hey, you want to buy this? And my dad was like, yeah, we'll take a look at it, because the guy always needed money. And he just kind of showed up one day with a Stratocaster copy. Wasn't nothing special about it. And my dad was like, he's like, do you want it? And my dad was like, I don't know, man. So he asked me, he's like, what do you think? I said, oh, take it. So I don't know what he paid for it. I think it was like 10 or 20 bucks, something like that. But this is the neck to it. Like it's not even branded or anything. Like it doesn't say Fender or like I got a cheap copy that I got from a yard sale. And even though it was like $5 when I bought it, it still has a brand on it. Like it says Rock Axe on it. It's just a cheap neck. But yeah, the build of the Frankenstrat was rough. To be real, it took me like 3 months, and I mean it was consistent days, day after day after day after day after day, and just like trying to brainstorm. How would I make this work? How would I make this work? How would I make this work? And the post holes were the biggest wall, the brick wall that I had hit, and almost gave up, man. So shout out to my fiance for encouraging me or whatever on there. 6 frick you. So let me go back to the photos that I was sharing here. I hope it still has my audio on. So I showed you the messed up post holes. My father had took it upon himself to paint the base coat black, and he did a phenomenal job. However, it really sucked because, for me screwing around and drilling the post and stuff, it got scuffed up, the paint did. But I mean, if you look at the original Frankenstrat, like it was a piece of crap, like it was beat up. A lot of people like to relic their instruments when they make a Frankenstrat, which is essentially just like making it look like it's been played for years on the road. I don't know, man. Just like when I built this thing, I wanted to make it nice. You know what I mean? Like I wanted it to look halfway decent. When I do something, I like to put my name on it. You know what I mean? I like to be proud of it, and I don't want to beat it up. You know what I mean? Even though all the guitar guys do. So what I had to do, and I'm not like a professional painter or anything, but what I had to do, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part. So this part right here, this is the bridge pocket for the Floyd Rose bridge. Unfortunately, I dremeled out a little too much. So I had to go on Amazon and buy body filler. luckily they make it for wood and it's pretty strong, but that's what this is. So I had to like sand it, and I had to reinforce the body as well. I don't think I have any photos for that. This is the closest photo that I have. Right here, what this is it's a paint stick. So I just went to Home Depot and took a paint stick or two, and I came home, cut it, and then I glued it into the body here, because as you can see where this hole is drilled, with all the pressure from the strings, there's not much wood here for the post to rest on for the bridge. So I had to reinforce the body. I seen a guy on YouTube do it, and you can kind of see it over here. What this is on the other side to support the other post, I took picture frame hangers and wood glue, and I just kind of like laid it into the body and then wood glued it and then screwed the picture frame hangers into it. So I mean, it was a little piece of steel supporting it. Not the greatest thing, but it seems to be holding up okay. Like I got like a set of strings on it and it's tuned and everything. Not the most ideal in the world. Yeah, here's where I had to sand it. That's the body filler sanded. This is just kind of scuffed up because I was going to put another coat of paint on it, because it had been. This is where I threw it, or I threw a pair of pliers at it because I got pissed off with it. So this is where I applied the paint to it. I just did it outside. I just blew paint on it quick. I figured if it has any dirt or any grit in it, I could just like wet sand it. And that's what I did. I just wet sanded it, you know, and yeah, it turned out okay. This is it when I you know, spot painted it and retaped it and everything. It turned out okay. It turned good. Like if you look at the guitar now, and I'll show you guys later after I explain all this boring stuff, you can't even tell. You can't even tell that there's a screw up. There's paint, guys. So here's the funny thing about taping up this guitar, right? So there is no template out there. What I've seen guys do, I seen this guy. He took the body of a Stratocaster, right, and painted it. How'd he do it? He painted it black. That's how he did. But he pointed like a laser projector at it, and like, I don't like that, like the outlines, like where it projected onto the body. That's how he did his tape lines. Like he did it like exact. The cool thing, Eddie Van Halen was really cool, but he was also very unorganized. So when he built the guitar and he taped the body up and everything, he didn't have like a template to do it. He just did it. You know what I mean? Like he just threw some tape on it, took a razor blade, made some cool like things or whatever. He built a few of them. But everybody, there's no like, because he didn't have a method to do it. You kind of, if you go to build one, you have to go through like 10 different photos of different guitars and try to like make it. Like EVH itself, Eddie Van Halen's brand, they sell a Stripe series, Frankenstrat, that you could buy in the store. But I mean, if you go down through the old photos of Eddie playing on stage and stuff, it doesn't, like, there some of the lines, like maybe I'm OCD, but some of the lines don't even match up right. I mean, some of my lines didn't even match up right, but that's just the nature. If you go to build one of these, you're never going to get it exact. Like, unless you're, like, I built this guitar in my house. I don't have a garage. Like, I don't have a workbench or anything. I have a desk. You know what I mean? I have like a router. I've actually had to buy tools for this. I invested, I think it was $150 to build this guitar. And that's not counting tools that I had used. But I don't really count the tools because I got the tools now, so I'm probably going to build more guitars. But, yeah, I'm getting off track. Anyway, these little, like this squiggly line right here, this right here was the pinnacle for me, for like where my eyes went to for some reason when I was doing this guitar. And when I look at Eddie's guitar, this is right where my eyes go, is this little squiggly mark here. And like I've seen other people, they'll just kind of like take a piece of tape and just kind of like freehand it, you know what I mean? But I wanted to be so exact with it. So what I did was I had found a template out there where somebody got it almost exact. And I did it on my phone. And so I zoomed in on my phone and I took a razor blade on my phone screen and I cut the tape out. But that's how I got the little squiggly mark. That's how I got it to get close to the actual thing. And my next coat of paint after this, where it's all taped up, is white. People at work, I was telling about it. They're like, "You're gonna build one of them?" They're like, "Oh, good luck." You know, I'm like, "Listen, man. As long as you trust the process and think about what you're doing, you can do it. Like, it's doable. Like, you know, like Eddie, he was a genius, but he did it at home too. So I was like, if I take my time and I really think about it, I'll be able to do it. You know." So this is the coat of paint. I did it outside. This is the next layer, which is white. This is the front. This really laid on really good, like this paint. I used Rust-Oleum, just like gloss paint. You know, you can see that everything's taped up. The reason I put tinfoil in these body cavities too is because when I painted it black, there's a Frankenstrat that was in the Guitar Center locally around where I live, and I played it, and inside of the pickup cavities was black. And I really liked the look of that. But if you look at some of Eddie's guitars, not all of Eddie's guitars had black in the pickup cavities, but I really liked it. So that was a personal thing for me. That's why I put aluminum foil in the pickup cavities, and I put tape there and whatnot. But yeah, the white laid on great. This is after I peeled the tape off from the white. Like, people were looking at me like a dog hearing a strange noise when I had this thing painted white, and they're like, "Wait, so you're I'm like, "Listen, man, when I peeled the tape off, you'll understand." I think it came out beautifully. The lines look good. There's even, like, you can, if you look where my little mouse hand is, like, there's even like a shine on it, like a gloss to it. Just all in all, just really turned out good. Of course, you can see the flaws in it. Some here is where I put the body putty. Unless you're really looking, you won't really see it. But that part, I think, went great. Geez, now this part right here, dude, was tough. So this is, how do you say? I don't even know how to put it. Let me just say this. This is the front half, okay? And like I said, I had to go by like 5 or 10 pictures of different guitars. Dude, I'm telling you right now, this was the hardest thing to do. And the reason it was hard was because, like I said, there's no template. But just like how every little line was. I don't have a printer here. I don't have like a copy of the guitar, even a cheap one. So everything that you're looking at right here, and what I'm about to show you later, like when I click all this out and I'll show you the actual guitar I built, like this right here, just on this front, what you're looking at right here, the tape job on this took me, I think, an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Yeah, but same deal with the squiggly parts here. I just did it on my phone screen. I found one that was relatively close, like these little tail ends here, where the black meets the white. It kind of overlapped it a little bit. I noticed that detail when I was doing my research. It really overlaps here. None of it's exact. Like, I really wish I could have did it exact, but I mean, it's pretty darn close. Like, even these little parts down here, like he did some like little flames, I like to call it. You know what I mean? But it's all just a trust the process thing. You know what I mean? Like, I was unsure myself when I had taped all this up, and then I applied red for the next coat, and I was like, man, I hope when I peel this tape off that it looks right. You know what I mean? Because, like, some people, they don't use like the tape I have. Like, all the blue tape, like how some people would do it, if they got, like, let's say 1/4 of an inch, or like a 1/2 inch, or a whole inch of tape, like they're using, they'll like color code it, right? So you know which is which. I just had to go by like, okay, well this looks small, so it must be this size, and um, but yes, it was a very strenuous process. This took like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. This is the back. This wasn't too bad. I actually had to go back because this bugged me. If you look at these gaps right here, so these look almost exact. I didn't measure it or anything, but then you get to this gap and it was a little too big. So I had to retake the tape off and I had to make that gap look just like this one because it drove me crazy. This isn't exact. So the way I taped the back when I had the black and then I applied the white, I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I mean, honestly, dude, it's the back of the guitar and not a lot of people are going to see that. They're mainly just going to see the front of the guitar. So, it is what it is. But yeah, the back wasn't terribly difficult. I had to like improvise on some spots, but I think it came out really well. This was almost bad. This was almost bad because I had a can of Rust-Oleum red paint, right? And the first coat went phenomenal, but the second coat kind of sucked because I ran out of paint. Luckily, I had just enough to finish the job. But I mean, the first coat of red laid on really good right here. I got to do it in increments. So I laid this first layer on and then I waited like 45 minutes, almost to an hour, just so the paint would set and it wouldn't be tacky as much. And then I would lay the second layer on. See, so like if you want to get it like Eddie's, almost exact, like if you need to get the paint almost to the point where like you can hardly see these black lines here. Like that's the tape, but you need to hardly be able to see any black at all. So the first coat went awesome. This is the second coat. I think it laid on really good. Unfortunately, like I started to run out of paint, but I had just enough to like finish it. Like I'm talking by the skin of my teeth. I just had enough paint. But I mean, I think the red turned out really good. Like I said, you can hardly see the black lines there. Just everything laid on good. I wet sanded it. This is when I took all the tape off. Looks really good. There's a little bit of like, you can see where it bled through just a little bit, like the red paint. No big deal. I kind of used a razor blade and cleaned it up a little bit and took like 2000 grit sandpaper, I think it was. It's really fine, but I just scoured the body. I took like Dawn dish soap and put on it and wetted the sandpaper up and just kind of like lightly scuffed it and just kind of like gave it some TLC a little bit. I mean, it's not perfect, man. It's a DIY guitar. It's my first build, so I can't really complain. I think I did a pretty good job. But everything peeled off all right. Looked good. This is the back. But yeah, everything just went according to plan. Like it's a trust the process thing. Like when you peel the tape off, it's like I explained it to my fiance like this. It's like somebody who's drawing a boat, right? Like you start with like the U shape when you're drawing, and then you got the person behind you. It's like, that doesn't look like a boat. Well, if you let me finish the drawing, you'll see the boat. You know what I mean? Like it's a process here. Like, but right here in this photo, you can really start to see the guitar come together from the paint job. But yeah, I am very, very happy with how it turned out here. This is the front of it. I put the neck on it. Jeez, the neck was another thing. I didn't even document that part. I should have. But I mean, the paint turned out all right. Now, right here, I was really upset, and my poor fiance got to hear my rant about it, and she's like, "What's wrong? It looks fine." And I was like, "It bled through here, like the little squiggly line." I was being over the top about it, so I just after it was all said and done, I wet sanded it, and I said, okay, there's still an option for me to be able to fix this. Like right here, you can see where it kind of like bled through. Just little minute details like that. I just took some white paint and I went to the Walmart and I just got some like arts and crafts paint brushes, and I just kind of like by hand just kind of like perfected the lines as best as I could. But for anybody that doesn't know what a Floyd Rose is, that's what this bridge is. That's where the paint stick comes into play. You can kind of see it now where the bridge is resting on it. It needed that reinforcement in there, because if not, it would have just broke through this tiny little piece of wood. And I mean, this wood too, I found out later on, because the body was so cheap of the guitar, it's like pushing it. It's pushing it to build this guitar out of this kind of wood. But slowly it came together and it started to look like a guitar. So this is kind of cool. Once I got this 2 strings on it and I put the neck on, this was out of the original 3 single coil Stratocaster, pickup. So this is just a single coil fake Stratocaster pickup, and this little like brown felt thing I found on eBay for like $4. It didn't really fit, because it's meant to fit like an actual Stratocaster, and I guess this like the measurements were off, so I just took like a Dremel and dremeled the holes out until it fit. The wire that's going here is out of a vacuum cleaner I had years ago, and it sucked, that vacuum cleaner, and it just did not clean anything. And I said, the only thing this thing is good for is for me to cut the cord off of it and keep it in case I need to wire something in the future. And so I cut the cord on it, and I kept the cord, and it stayed in the closet, and I never really had a use for it. I mean, I wired some things here and there with the wire, but this worked out perfectly. So if you're confused by what, oh wait, hang on, this is a better picture, but let me go back here. If you're confused of what the wire does when it comes down to here, and it's just kind of, there's just like a screw here with the wires wrapped around it, it's exactly what you think. So this pickup here and this little piece does absolutely nothing. It doesn't do anything at all. A lot of people think that like Eddie Van Halen's guitar, that like this little pickup up here and this little thing here did something. It was all for decoration. So that's what I did. So what this is the selector switch originally on the guitar that controlled the pickups. And I just saved it, and then this is the old pickup off of it. So I guess he just had a really big hole here, because this pickup down here was the only pickup that worked. So he just needed something to make it look pretty, I guess, in here. So this is a dummy, this is a dummy, and then the wires just twist together, and then I brought it down under the pickup and just put a screw here and wrapped the wires around it to make it look like it was doing something, which is the whole point, because it's not doing anything. This is this pickup right here, this humbucker, this is the only thing that works. The wiring was dead simple. It's just one humbucker wired up to a volume knob, and then I added something in. I put a kill switch on it, so when you strum it and like sound comes out of it, if you press a button, it cuts the sound in and out. It's just like a little effects thing that I did. You can do it with like a selector switch, like I'll show you on my SG here. It has a selector switch here, like a toggle switch, and that's essentially what that does. Like if you turn one pickup off and this one on, and you just kind of like go between pickup to pickup, it cuts the sound in and out. And a button will do the same thing. So that's what we did. We put a frickin' kill switch button on it. So body of the guitar was free. Floyd Rose bridge I found on eBay for $25. The neck I found on eBay for $60, and I was really pleased with the quality of the neck. However, it's not like a regular neck on a guitar. I had to like file it where the neck joint is. Like, hold on, let me see if I have a better picture. I can explain what the frick I'm talking about. All right, yeah, here. So this part right here, this isn't like standard, okay? See how it has like holes in it? So this bridge is meant to, whenever I press this bar down, it makes the strings completely floppy. Like, you could make some crazy sounds with this, but I mean, if you go to do that, these tuning pegs aren't gonna hold it in tune. So that's where this neck joint, this neck nut comes into play, because you can lock the strings down. Like, it has like a little bolt and a nut, and it tightens the strings down, and that's what keeps it in tune. So you tune it up here, and then you lock it down here. But when I got this guitar neck, like, this little metal piece wasn't sitting down deep enough. So I had to like lay the guitar neck down and file it down and file it down and file it down and try to get it right. But that didn't work, and that was taking forever. So I seen a guy on the internet, and he took a wood router and he did it that way. So that's where the breaking the budget comes in for tools. I had to buy router bits, cheap Walmart router. I had to buy wood clamps, wood glue, sandpaper. I had to buy a bunch of stuff. Drill bits. I had to buy a Dremel, a whole bunch of stuff. But I tell you what, the router really did do good. But I had to do it. I had to do it kind of ratchet. I did it in the kitchen, and I just kind of took the wood clamps and just clamped the neck down on the countertop, and just took the wood router and just routed the neck nut part out. This isn't a real Fender neck, by the way. It says Fender Stratocaster, but it came from China. Like, it came to the house with Chinese writing on it. But the frets felt great. There's a little air bubble under the clear coat. I think that's why it was so cheap. It fit on there good. And yeah, man. I slapped 6 strings on it, and she's looking pretty. Got this. This came from Temu. This is the pick guard. Yeah, pick guard. It doesn't fit exactly right. I had to make the holes for the screws to go into. And my buddy Matt, he came in clutch. I was getting discouraged with this thing because I set everything up and it looked phenomenal. But the strings kept buzzing, like they wouldn't sit right. Like, it didn't feel good when you played it. I started reading up on it, and people said, well, you know, you could buy a pack of shims and you can shim the neck of the guitar and everything. And so that's what I was going to do. And I bought shims, and they weren't shims. Like, they were just pieces of wood. They didn't even have an angle to them. But what I did with the shims, I tried to put it in where this neck goes and connects to the body. So, like, when you put the shim in, it'll kind of like adjust the neck of the guitar, so like you have space or you don't have space in between the strings. So I took it over to my buddy Matt, and we was talking, and he's like, let's try to take a crack at this guitar. So we went in his room, and he like started dissecting the guitar, and yeah, I showed him the shims that I had, and he's like, brother, these shims suck. I'm like, yeah, I know. They came from Temu. It's hit or miss with Temu. You can get some really good stuff, and then you can get some really crap stuff. But he helped me solder some stuff in here that was crackling. I didn't have my soldering iron at the time, and I just used like crimps. But this is the volume knob, and this is the kill switch button that I was telling you about. The quarter here, we noticed Eddie had a quarter on his old guitar that he built, like his original guitar, and we never understood why, but it makes sense. Because if you put that quarter behind the bridge, it's just enough space to where it like levels out the strings on the neck. And and I had a quarter in my pocket, and I stuck it in the bridge, and it made it work. And Matt was like, "Okay, well, cool. We know the answer there." And so Matt had a drill and some screws, and we just drilled it into the body there, like Eddie did. And how he fixed the neck when he shimmed it, he took a dime and he put it in the neck joint. And if you talk to guitar guys, they despise that. They're like, "No, don't do that. Use an actual shim." We didn't have an actual shim. And a dime does the same thing. But what like guitar guys emphasize about, if you do use a coin or like a guitar pick or anything that you could use as a shim, their theory is that it doesn't sustain as well because like there's an air pocket where like the wood is meeting the wood, like there's an air pocket. Dude, they're stupid. I played that guitar and it has great sustain. It plays awesome. But yeah, man, this guitar was quite the doozy. But she rips. She definitely rips. And I couldn't have did it without the love and support of my fiance, encouraging me to always do better and never give up. And I had the vision for it. Just took patience. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things. You wing it and you try to do it. Either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. And I'll tell you another driving force for me that was why I didn't just go buy one. Because if you go into Guitar Center and you try to buy that exact guitar that I just built, they want $2,000 for that guitar. And I built that guitar using $150. And like, it's not exact, but like when Eddie built his, he did it like in his house. Like he was a DIY guitar for him because the guitar that he wanted didn't exist at the time. So basic rundown of what it is. It's a Fender Stratocaster body, which even his body sucked. If you like listen to the lore of how he got the body of his guitar, it was a reject. He was at a factory and it had a knot in it and there was a stack of bodies there. And he said, "What are those?" And they told him those are like the rejects. They're like no good. And he's like, "Well, what's wrong with them?" And then they told him it had like a knot in the wood or whatever. And he said, "I don't care about a knot in the wood. I'll take one." So he wanted the body of a Stratocaster and he took the pickup of a Gibson because it has more of a fatter sound. Single coil pickup in a guitar sounds really thin. And I mean, it's good for some styles of music, but I mean, I agree with Eddie. I think a humbucker sounds better. But we'll rip on it a little bit, and I'll show you guys, how it sounds and whatnot. And we'll hook it up. Let me do that real quick. I gotta grab a guitar cord, and we will kick it off. I'm not gonna complain, but I must have sent out I sent it in my Discord, I sent it in the DMs to people on Instagram, this live stream. I didn't really get to see our viewer count. Oh, who cares? You know what I mean? They can watch it play that way. Alright, I'm gonna try to set up the mic to my Marshall amp here. So I'm gonna unplug this. And we're gonna put this here. And I'm gonna keep talking and you guys can keep watching, but I'm gonna do like a playback just to make sure that all the audio is fine. I gotta turn the background music off because that's gonna mess stuff up. I'm listening to it. I'm just gonna do a little test. Okay, yeah, that's good. It's a little loud. I'm gonna turn it down. We're gonna try to fire some stuff off here. with this DIY Frankenstrat guitar. Hang on, I gotta fiddle with it and make sure it's in tune. Yo, chat, does that sound good? I can't tell. Hey, what's up, Vader? Got Addy Moto 33 in the house. Say hi. All right, I'll show you guys what the kill switch does that I was talking about. To turn my effect off, and I'll kind of just show you. I'll turn it up just a little bit. So I'll hit like an A, like I'll hit an A chord. So when I added that button, that's what that does. It like cuts the sound in and out. It's pretty cool. Plays great, sounds good, looks cool. This is the top of the neck that I was telling you about that I had to route out, and that's where it tightens up. If you're not a guitar guy and you have a hard time understanding, I get it. That's the best I could explain it. This is a string retainer. I bought that from Guitar Center. It was like $6. But yeah, man, I built all this from scratch, this whole guitar. And I'm very proud of it. Very proud of it. But it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, man. It's cool. Works great. I tell you what, I'll detune this just for you guys, and I'm gonna try to play an intro to a song that I play all the time. I think it drives my fiance crazy. She won't admit it, but it's one of my favorite Van Halen intros. Heck yeah! That's all she wrote. I'll do a little more jamming. That'll be for another video. But I think we did really good. And this is just proof, man, that if you set your mind to something, don't give up on it, because it might just turn out really cool and you might just do a really good job at it. When I went into, hang on. Sorry, I'm doing this live. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're using the right mic. When I went to the Guitar Center, I just knew what I was looking at, and I just couldn't stomach spending $2,000 on this guitar. And man, just take your time, do your research. Like I say, this took me 3 months to build. Consistently, just every day, coming home and just learning a little bit more about the guitar and a little bit more. And you just keep your nose to the grindstone, dude, and you figure it out. You take it as it comes, and you'll get it done, man. If you got a good work ethic and know-how, and you can do anything, dude. My next build I'm thinking about doing is going to be my Jackson. So my Jackson, when I got this, I really wanted one like Randy Rhoads' Jackson. And this one is technically a Rhoads Jackson. That's the model of it. But my problem is, it's not white like his, and it doesn't have a pinstripe on it too. So that'll probably be the next video where I take this and I make it just like Randy Rhoads' white Jackson. What I'm going to do to this guitar is I'm just going to strip everything off of it. I'm going to take it completely apart, and I'm going to sand the wood down, and I'm going to primer it and paint it white and slap some pinstripes on it. I'll probably put a kill switch up here. So when I'm playing it, that's the best place I really know to put a kill switch. Besides, for a natural feel, like if I had an A chord, like I said, it's easy for me to come up here and hit a button. I'll put it somewhere. I'll really have to do some thinking on it. I'll probably put a kill switch up here closer to the neck pocket. I'll just drill a little hole here, come through these pickup holes, wire it here, and we'll see how it works out. Might not. Might just leave it how it is. But definitely, this will be the next project. Hopefully it goes well, because I only have one body to do it on. So I really hope it works out. But I hope you guys liked the video. I'm going to cut out of here. My wife is going to be home here in a little bit. I had just enough time, and I had the inspiration to make this video and explain everything. Sorry if it's boring, and if you're not a guitar guy, then this video is not for you. But if you are, then you understand everything I'm saying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to cut out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging in here and being patient with me. And stay tuned for the video of the Rhoads Flying Bee, when I turn it from just plain to white with pinstripe on it. It's going to look slick, so stay tuned. Hopefully I do it. I don't know. There's a lot coming up. I'm getting married. Never know. So lots going on in life. But we got the Frankenstrat done for sure, so we can put our name on that. We can check that off the old bucket list. So All right, well, you guys have a great day, and God bless you, and thank you for sticking around if you've made it this far in the video. We'll see you later.